Hello, welcome to the HVAC Diaries. Today is Saturday, July 15th, and this is my weekly HVAC vlog that is brought to you by New Calgon, the brand you trust. It's the brand I trust. Alright guys, I've got another exciting week of HVAC and refrigeration adventures to tell you all about, so let's go. I think my most favorite job of this week was replacing a condensing unit on a catering truck. These catering trucks that we work on, they're basically commercial kitchens on wheels. They've got a steering wheel and a driver's seat. But everything else is, anything you can find in a commercial kitchen is in that thing. So they've got the main truck, and then they've also got this like serving truck where they've got a holdover plate. And that's basically a cold plate. It's got a condensing unit, a compressor and everything. It keeps this plate really cold. And then he'll put trays of like, I think he serves salads and stuff from there. So he'll put trays of little vegetables and stuff like that, and the plate will keep those trays cold. Anyway, so we replaced the condensing unit, and a lot of the times these condensing units come as a full package. There's the condenser coil, the fan, the compressor, usually a little receiver as well. And then we have to add a few components like a filter dryer and sight glass and some kind of a control. So maybe a thermostat, or in this case, we used a low pressure control. So yeah, we replaced that. My dad did most of the work. He did the brazing, I did some of the electrical. But I thought it was really funny. The walk-in cooler that they've got right behind us has a picture of Christopher Walkin on it. So I just laugh every time I see the walk-in cooler. Or is it the Christopher Walkin? I don't know. But it's hilarious. And then on his main truck, he's got a little reach-in cooler, just like one with doors that you open. And he's like, well, while you're here, can you just take a look at it? And the condensing unit, the condenser coil on that thing, we had such a thick, fuzzy blanket on it. But of course, the coil is on the other side of the unit. So because I'm so small, my shoulders can fit in there. I just like wangled my way in there to clean it. Here, I'll show you. We're going in. That's a problem. It's a nice warm summer blanket. Okay. My second favorite job of the week was replacing a condenser fan motor on a big Keep Right remote condenser with my dad. So a few months ago, we replaced the big compressor for the walk-in freezer at the meat supplier. So now this is the same system. That compressor we replaced a few months ago, we had to now replace the condenser fan motor. And if you recall last week, I was doing coil cleaning on all of those units. And when I went to fire the condenser up, the fan wouldn't go. It was really struggling to go. And I had a whole bunch of comments about, oh, the capacitor's dead. But here's actually what the motor sounded like after we pulled her out. Now, because this motor is so expensive, that thing costs close to $3,000 for the customer. So because it's so expensive, we're going to strip it and we're going to see if we can lube up the bushings or something and get that thing going, and then we can use that as a spare because there's 4 of those fans up there. And of course, you guys, oh my gosh, the joys of vlogging. I'm taking all of these videos, and the sunglasses that I was wearing, they're polarized. So sometimes when I look at my phone, it's a blank screen just because of the polarized lenses. So I couldn't really see what was going on, and I always take my videos super quickly. Like, there's no setup time. It's just like, prop it up and go. And I get what I get. So I came back to find like 3 or 4 minutes of this. And something I very rarely do, but I'm going to tell you about one of my least favorite jobs this week. I complain about it on Instagram all the time, and some people are like, oh, you can't say that about your customers. And I think I've even said it on this vlog before. If they see those videos and they fire us as a service provider, I'm out. Okay, so we work for a couple of Tim Hortons. In downtown Vancouver, and they're just such a hassle to work at. The one is inside of a gas station. And literally there's just no space. There's just equipment everywhere. They've got their ovens and their fridges and their freezers, and there's a walkway that's this small, and then you got to put your ladder right there, and and then the other one is just such a mess. Every time we go there, there's just garbage everywhere. So above their cooler and freezer rooms, they've got a walk-in cooler freezer that kind of goes into each other. Anyway, on top of it, they've got this storage area, which we've told them so many times, don't overpack that place. But every time we go there, it's worse and worse and worse. And it's just a jumble of discarded things. All right, so this storage room, somewhere in here are the filters that we need to get. And this is above the cooler room. Oh my God. Now they've got these massive, like, ceramic tiles, like theirs are heavy and they're sharp. Anyway, I had to go up there to find the filters that we store up there. Not again. I'm not going up there again. It's dangerous and hazardous, and I'm getting fired up even just thinking about it right now. Oh my gosh, it makes me so mad. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely stupid. I'm supposed to crawl all over this garbage to get to the fucking filter. Are you fucking kidding me? So, we're not going to store our filters up there anymore. We're just going to order them every time we go there, which is a bit of a hassle, but it's fine. It's much less of a hassle than trying to work through all of that jumbled garbage. Okay, back to normal. Let's dial it back. We did surgery on an ice machine at a coffee shop. This poor coffee shop, oh my goodness. They've had several problems with this ice machine right at the time where they started a summer drink special. So everybody that comes to order a drink, they're like, oh, I'll have a frozen whatever, or a slushy whatever. And they're like, we don't have any ice. The lady actually went to Walmart and was buying ice from Walmart. But she was saying, A, it's a hassle because she's got to go and pay for it, first of all, so it's costing her money. She's got to go leave her store to get the ice, and then she says the ice is really tough, so breaking it up and then throwing it in her blender, she's like, the blender has a hard time. Anyway, we saved the day by fixing this ice machine, and what she needed was a new water dump valve. It was just not working, so we threw a new valve in there, and she was so happy. But you guys, waiting for that first batch of ice to harvest feels like it takes forever. It's like watching a pot boil. It never does. Finally, we got a nice full sheet of ice that came out beautifully, and we're all three of us are all like, oh, the angels are singing. She's like, thank you so much. There she comes. Keep going, baby. Yes. A success. And after all of those jobs, We still had some time for some service calls. And I got a wicked surprise in the mail this week. I was not expecting this at all. And I was having some FOMO because I was seeing it on Instagram. And I was like, damn, I don't think I'm going to get my hands on one because it's American. But they sent me one. The HVAC Tactical Magazine. This is Ben Poole. He is the owner of HVAC Tactical. And he brought a bunch of us together in Atlanta for the AHR Expo, some influencers. And now Ben has a magazine. And it's an industry magazine, obviously. There are articles and advertisements. Obviously, there's adverts. He's got a whole line of really cool clothing. And of course, I make an appearance. Got to show you my page. He's got some wicked stuff. So yeah, I got one in the mail, totally by surprise. And I love it. I love it so much. There's articles written by people that I know, and I'm just so pleased by this. And I actually can't wait for the second one. So if you are around supply houses or anything like that, I think you can find them mostly around the States. But there you go, the HVAC Tactical Magazine. I'm going to leave it there, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the HVAC Diaries HVAC blog. Oh my goodness, I love summertime so much. There's just so much variety and so much work to do and busy days, dirty days. I love it, I love it, I love it. So thank you for joining me on my journey, on my adventures, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. If you're still around, I have a little joke for you. Where do bad rainbows go? They go to prison. But don't worry, it's a light sentence. It gives them time to reflect.